Today's world is fast-paced, and it's more challenging and more rewarding than ever. Technology has brought us a long way, and it's great, but it's only good if we know how to use it and apply it. We help leaders in the auto industry put people behind the wheel of their dreams. We bring people to banks and financial institutions that work hard for the privilege of protecting their clients' money. We assist real estate agents in connecting with people who are looking to make their dreams of business ownership and personal home ownership a reality. We do this by leveraging state-of-the-art video techniques and state-of-the-art video editing software. But that's not all. Our audio studios are some of the best in the world with today's state-of-the-art editing software and microphones. And when we put all of this together, it means that your business or organization leaves a digital fingerprint on social media or anywhere else you choose that can't be ignored or denied. We are Chris Sloan Media, producers of film, audio, and voiceovers, and full production. Send us a message now if you want your business or organization to stand out. Little Divas have made dreams come true and lasting memories that are fun. And the holidays, well, they'll be here before you know it. This year, let Little Divas handle your Christmas and New Year's Eve parties with a dash of elegance and the gift of fun memories. Little Divas can also take care of all of your Christmas parties for work too, at a price that won't break the bank. The holidays are meant to be spent with family and the ones that you love and care about. Little Divas can make sure that you have the time to do just that with the experience in decorating that they have, so that your family will love to come home for the holidays. Little Divas Balloon Decorating. Call now while there are still openings at 606-791-5616. That's 606-791-5616. Or find them on Facebook at facebook.com/Little Divas Balloon Decorating and feel at home. Little Divas Balloon Decorating.
All my emotions just went blank, just blank.
Well, I definitely 100% don't think that she drowned.
Did you see anything on April's body that would make you say, wait a minute?
This is imprinted in your brain. I mean, it's something that you cannot ever remove.
Hi, Chris.
The following is a presentation of Chris Sloan Media in association with 606 Paranormal. These are The Gatherings, a program of hope dedicated to those we love and have lost. We cannot guarantee the results of who may come through in the portal, and as always, viewer discretion is strongly advised.
It's Thursday, November 10th. Good evening. I'm Chris Sloan, along with Stacia Underwood Gullett. You've got The Gatherings, the Mountain Mysteries Gatherings. It's grown so much now that we just call it The Gatherings. That's why you heard Mr. Voice call it The Gatherings. So I've got a couple of things I want to say before we get started this evening. I encountered someone the other day who, and we do this all the time. I think that everybody does it. I'm not special in this. But this individual had what we could call self-worth issues. Well, I've been through so much and I've experienced so much, and I just don't feel like I'm. Well, I left my wallet out there, but let's say that I were to put this offer out there that I'm going to take caller number 10 at whatever number, and you're going to win $100, but there's a catch. I'm going to fold that $100 bill several times. Then I'm going to crumple it up. Then I'm going to throw it on the ground, and I'm going to step on it, and I'm going to step on it, and I'm going to step on it. Then I'm going to pick up that $100 bill. I'm going to reach down and get it. I'm going to say, you want it? You want it? You want it? Most people would say yes. Why? Because the value of that $100 bill has not diminished no matter what it's been through. It's still worth what it's worth. Just because you've been stomped, kicked down, said bad things, somebody said bad things about you, and we all know those little assholes that love the rumor mill. Just because somebody has said these things about you does not diminish your worth. I don't care who said what about you. I could care less what they think that they've done. You never let anybody else define your worth. And I'm talking to you, and you, all of you. You never let anybody define your worth. You are better than that. The only one who defines your worth is you. Now, with the gossip and the rumor mill, Denzel Washington, actually, I think it was Eleanor Roosevelt that first said this. Small minds, petty minds discuss people, gossip, rumors. Good minds discuss events. Great minds discuss ideas. We have no time for gossip. I have no time because I will run somebody off quicker than anything for that. I don't want that in my circle. I don't care about gossip. Stacy, good evening, my love.
Good evening.
And it's so good to see you.
You too.
And Lloyd's present, I hope.
Yes. He is?
Yes, Lloyd is there. Love you, brother. Thank you. But when have I ever discussed gossip with you?
We never have time.
No.
Even if we did, we wouldn't do that.
No, we discuss.
We're not small-minded.
We discuss ideas. Last Saturday, I think it was, you and I and Lloyd got together with April's mom. And we discussed ideas about the film. And yeah, I was retrieving facts too. You know, when you're dealing, and keep in mind the film April, which is scheduled to begin principal photography or principal film shooting in March. When we're dealing with historical events, it's very important to remain as factual as possible. There is a thing in the film industry called creative liberty. There's also a thing in the podcast audio in the entertainment industry called creative liberty. That should never come into play when we're working on something like this. We want to remain as truthful and as factual as we know the facts to be. Now, sometimes those facts, you got to remember a couple of things. It's been almost 32 years. People's stories get jived, they get mixed up, and not everybody tells the truth. Let's remember that. But I think that we've got a pretty good grip on this because the people that we've spoken to are former law enforcement officials. I think that Sharon has told us what she remembers to be absolute truth and fact. And not just, when you talk about fact, I want to make this, there's a difference between the truth and the facts. The truth is a perception of the facts from one's own point of view. The facts are the facts. Today, the sun came out. That's a fact. The sun rose. That's a fact. But if we're talking about the truth, well, the sun came out with a mix of partly cloudy skies. Well, here, from my perception, that may be truth. But where you're at, maybe the skies didn't have a cloud in them. We're after fact. Now, will there be, what was it I would like to call that? Creative liberties taken, where there's no truth to mend the story and to make the story flow? There may be some, but it won't be of anything of significance. I may have one of our actors or actresses in the script. Stacy and I are writing this script, by the way. It may say something like, well, so-and-so said this. Let's say that you've got the actor who plays John Doe. Say, if you don't get out of my face, I'm going to come down there and get all over you like a boar hog on a corn cob. Maybe they didn't say that, but it's to paint the picture of who we know this person to be. The interviews will be unscripted. It's completely real. There will be several of those, but it won't be sitting across from a table. I'm hesitant to say this, so I'm not going to break this news yet, Stace. You know it. We do have a new resource available to us on the film, and they're big. What do you say? They're about as big as you get.
Oh, absolutely.
I did not expect to hear back from these people. I didn't. I sent them an email. I pitched them the idea of what we're doing and said, I would love it if we could maybe discuss ideas and, maybe see 2 days ago. Was it 2 days ago that they called?
Yep.
And of course, like anybody, I put my phone number in there and they called. Of course, I didn't recognize it because it was from a major metropolitan area. And they said, we're looking for Chris Sloan. And I said, well, this is him. And then they introduced themselves and who they were with, and my jaw.
Mine did too.
Yeah. And so did Amanda's. I think everybody's that knows about this did.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you serious? And they said, yeah. The way I worded the email, and apparently we've coined a phrase to some degree, was a cinematic documentary. It's a movie, but it's a documentary. And I will give the first name of the individual, excuse me, because his name was Chris, spelled with a K. And he said, that's the damnedest thing that ever was. He said, I like the idea of that. He said, so you're not going to just be out there and like the woods with a camera and, doing this and doing that. And I said, oh, no, this is going to be a little different. You see, it's easy for me to take any one of these 4K video cameras that we've invested in, some wireless mic, lapel mics, and me go out there and sit and stare into the woods with a camera and say, and ask Stacy, see if we get anything on the Ovilus, for example. Okay. And then of course the Ovilus spits out words, or if we use one of our spirit boxes or the portal to try to figure out and go from there. Stace will be doing this when we shoot the video, but it's going to be a little differently done than what you may have seen in any other film. It's going to be very different. And the reason it's going to be very different is because April Pennington was very different.
We lived it.
We lived it. We were there. The sad part about all this is I have to remember her longer than I ever knew her. Very few. As a matter of fact, I think 3 people, maybe 4 people. And those 4 people are Lloyd, Stace, and Amanda, have seen what, stuff that we've already got done, because I don't like to wait up until it's ready to get things done. But they've seen what we call a B-roll of the opening sequence. What do you think of it?
I'm still tore up. I'm still tore up.
This movie is intended to educate people, inform people on who April was and the events that happened, that occurred before and upon May 19th, 1991. It's intended to introduce you to key figures in the story and introduce you, and more importantly, see why we all loved her. Now, speaking of that, one other thing, and then after that, I am all for getting started. The best way that we approach this, the best way that I have found that we approach this, and I am not the expert, so I defer to Stacy's judgment, is when we're trying to make contact with people that have gone on. Don't get discouraged if you don't. I promise you that to the best of my knowledge, and I have complete and utter faith in Stace, there can be no manipulation of these devices. What comes through, comes through. But the best way to make contact is to think about the people. Think about memories of them that you've got. I have no shame in telling you that I was up at 4 o'clock this morning, bawling my eyes out, missing mom and dad. You never get over this.
No.
And this time of year, it's more difficult. So don't hold it in. Let it out. There's not a day that goes by that I don't miss my mom and dad, or Trevor, or Ollie, or any number of people that I've lost. There's so much pain in this world. There's so much hurt and suffering.
Yeah.
I have recently been blessed beyond measure. For 30 years, I've wanted to use what I do to make a living, and now it's coming. It's coming true. It's possible.
You've worked hard for it.
God, I've prayed hard for it. I learned a long time ago, you work like everything counts on you, and you pray like it all counts on God. And he does listen, and he always answers in one of 3 ways. Yes, no, not yet.
True.
And with my case, apparently it's been not yet, because recent developments, my voice was heard on a podcast in 38 countries around the world. I'm grateful for that. Now it's being heard on radio stations, and it's getting bigger, and it's starting to grow. And I just ask for your prayers in that God's will be done. But if you've heard from your loved ones before, let somebody else have a chance. What do you think, Stace?
I say that always, and also a lot of times voices that we hear, they may not be somebody's voice the way you remembered it. I can't do anything to manipulate that. They could be coming through for somebody else.
And something else
there
too.
Are spirit guides.
There are. And something else too. If you think it's them, wait for validation. Don't just make the assumption, well, that's got to be whoever. Give it a little bit of time. Because trust me, they will validate. Now, there are certain voices that to us and to their loved ones they're unmistakable.
Absolutely.
I know my mother's voice. I heard it come through.
I heard it too.
I know my daddy. I heard him come through. I know Trevor. And a good point in this is the Ovilus doesn't bring forth, it's an electronic voice. It's almost like Speak and Spell. Well, some of y'all may be way too young to remember that. Yeah. Some of y'all may be way too young to remember that. But
this?
Holy, you got one. Where did you?
And, this is what we've been using lately in the haunted office to get EVPs and talk to
a Speak and Spell.
Otherworldly things coming through on our Speak and Spell.
Well, isn't that
absolutely?
Isn't that just
my mind never stops.
You, my dear, are a genius. So, but a key point in this was a few weeks ago, we had the Ovilus say, Ollie, brothers, Blue. Ollie was a police officer. And then he actually, and I think he said my last name first and then my first name. It came through out of the office like Sloan, Chris, love you.
It shouldn't say. I've never heard it say
It
name,
shouldn't say that.
but it said a couple of names tonight. Absolutely. I mean, we
Well, you see,
we never know.
when that happened, what very few people knew, and I think I made it public then, was just days before he passed away. I had texted him, "Hey, how you doing, brother?" He was in the hospital. He had COVID. "How you doing, brother?" And he said, "I think I'm on the upswing. I'm on the mend." Now, this was all in text.
Yeah.
And I said, "Man," I said, what's important is you just take your time and get better and get back to it."
Yeah.
And I told him, "I love you, brother." And he just said, "Thanks. Talk soon."
No.
And of course, I thought nothing else of it. Then he died, and then this and this and this, and he comes through. And what did he say? "Love you, brother."
I heard it.
Broke my freaking heart.
I know it broke my heart too.
So sometimes we got to give it time.
Yeah.
This is not it's not a science that's easily understood. As a matter of fact, most scientists look at this and say it's not real. But I have found doctors that have said, "Oh yeah, it's real. Something's going on. Something happens after we leave this life," because they've seen it.
Yeah.
There's been nurses that work in hospice. Days before my mom died, she saw my grandma and my aunt who had passed away. And I walked into the hospital room to visit her, and she was pointing, and I thought she was pointing at me. And she said, "No, don't you see them? That's your grandma and your aunt."
You knew.
And I knew. It's just a matter of time. I kept that to myself. I didn't tell Dad because I knew what it would do to him.
Yeah.
And sure enough, when she passed, and I told him, it was 33 days later, she was gone.
Gosh.
It happens. Do I hurt over it? Every day, but there's not a thing I can do about it except one. Everything I do with this podcast, with the film, with the voiceover, the radio, the voice tracks, I am trying to live the life I want to live, to make my Lord, my Savior, and my parents proud. Because my mom told me a long time ago, when you find what you love, then you found your gift. And that's a gift from God, and what you do with it is a gift back to Him. And I want to honor them. This thing, the gatherings, brings hope to people, and that's the whole thing. So one night you may hear me talking about, on the voice tracking I do for radio stations, I have a thing called Pick Me Up. I do 4 hours of voice tracking every day, 7 days a week, station in Arizona. And so far, they're loving it. And I thank God for that, and I thank them for that. These are some of the best people I've ever worked with. They're fantastic, and man, do they know their stuff. But I said, "So you're cool that this is, this is okay. The thing I'm doing with, and he was like, "My God." He said, "Man," he said, "when people hear you, it's almost like they stop and they listen. They don't just hear you, they listen to you." He said, "You've been in radio long enough to know there's a big difference between listening and hearing. Listen, yeah, it's on in the background. Hell, I got the TV on all the time when I go to sleep at night because it's on in the background. I'm listening, I'm hearing something. But when you listen to somebody, and maybe I got those messed up from what I'm trying to say, but when you listen to somebody, you're soaking in what they're saying. And what I do on every show is I try to pick people up and tell them, you're worth it. You're worth it. You can do this. You're unique. There's only one of you in this world. Only one. And God had to have had a reason to put you here because you're unique. If there was no reason for you, if nobody cared, you wouldn't be here. So understand right now, we see you. Stacy sees you. I see you. And we think you're awesome. This thing is growing. And we hope, we pray that you'll come along with us and be a part of it. Dear, are you ready? I know that you've had the Ovilus and all that fired up.
Anytime.
So we're going to go ahead and roll the open. And when we come back, we will have the portal on the gatherings. I had to crack that door open a little bit. It's getting hotter than teenage love in here.
Mm-hmm. It is in here too.
Yeah, I know. This is an odd time because this weekend forecast temperatures in this part of the world,
Yeah.
in my little nook and corner, are supposed to be highs of 43. And I sound like I'm back on radio. Highs of 43, lows of 27. 6 inches of out of the east, 4 inches of dirt out of the west, and 3 inches of mud by morning. You're listening to What the Hell Radio, FM. So, yeah.
We're just trying to figure out the best place to put this.
Yeah. Okay, hon. With
'Cause,
that being
I want everybody to see the dolls too. The dolls have been pretty active lately.
Yeah,
too.
I just checked into the chat room, and I want to thank everybody for being here. You guys are what makes this. I saw several comments on the dolls. Most of these dolls, all of these dolls, I think, have a story behind them, even though I don't see
Yep.
Pop back there anywhere. So it's
Hey.
yeah, that one was a mess. So it's a hot mess.
Oh, you talking about our new one?
Yeah, you got to show everybody this thing.
We're a little tanky.
It looks like it's been getting busy in the back of a 67 or an 87 Corsa.
A Cordoba.
Or Cordoba. Yeah, that'd be a 78 Cordoba. It's been, yeah, Lloyd, Amanda just said
Somebody-
Lloyd's done run out of the room, and yep, you're probably spot on. Yep.
Somebody just discarded her like she was nothing.
Well, she's found her forever home. And one night, Stace, I'd like to go through the dolls with you and
Okay.
have you explain the story behind the ones that are haunted.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
That's
we
what
are
I
into
actually did
portals.
the other night at the rec center. We had a tour, and I went
Yeah.
over a few of them. And
Right.
we took our most haunted ones down there, and it turned out to be pretty good. Everybody liked it.
I see my Jenny back there. My Jenny.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's always looking for you.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. So you go ahead and roll with this, and
All right.
I'm going to make some more coffee. I'll be back in a minute, guys. And again, welcome everyone.
Yes, welcome
Glad you're
everybody. We're glad you're here. We're going to get going with the spirit box, and everything's opened up like I've already had it. So I'm just going to turn it on and see what we can get. If anyone's there, you're welcome to come through. Bree. Do you have a message for Bree? Your girl? Connected. Can you tell me what you're not? What? Something I lived on the mountain? Can you tell us what your name is? Are you amazed? Did you have a message for Bree? Hello? Ollie? Ladies? Summers, I don't know. Can you tell me who your message is for? Sam? So this is Sam? Something leave us. I can see. Can you tell me what your name is? Something in your dream. Something mellow. Yellow. COVID. I heard COVID something. Did someone pass away of COVID? Cheryl. Summer's End. Yeah. Larry. Somebody loves us in Larry. Is your name Larry? To be with you. Mommy?
Look, I'm not making light of it, but this guy sounds like me after a few too many drinks.
Yeah, for sure. And then here you are. Your miseries. Almost sound like she said Mountain Mysteries. Can you tell me what your name is? Or tell me who you have a message for.
I just felt a cold chill go across my
I've been feeling a cold chill for a minute. Can you tell us what your name is? I'm gonna switch channels. Sounds like they're like in a well or something. Hello?
The reverb is deep.
No mistake. You left without her? Something a girl. We can feel your energy in here. Can you tell us what your name is?
And if anything sounds familiar to anybody in the chat room, light it up.
She said, I just know you're a brat. You're not a brat. I think that we've talked to you before. You're a good boy. That's right. You are a good boy. Your mommy? Your mommy cried for you? They boarded up. My dad argued. Can you tell us what your name is? I think that we've talked to you before. Can you tell me what your name is? It just hurt. I'm so sorry. Something, it was heavy. Mama, did you have a grandma? But he said something to him. Can you tell us what he said to you? Laying dead. I'm so sorry that you had to go through this. Something with a towel. She did something with the towel.
You think we've got the boy in the box again?
Can you tell us, did they call you the boy in the box? Something he said threw up yellow and he was sick. The dolls are always watching you. The little girl was traveling to school. And something, and she turned back. I don't know. Something with the towel. Did she do something to you with the towel? She said I was sick. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Is there any way we can help you? They leave me. Mom left me. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Mommy left me, or Mom left me.
Well, they left him out in a field just outside of Philly.
Some kind of an injury to me.
Several.
What kind of an injury did she do to you, sweetheart? Oh, you'll hear his cries. And get out.
You know, I'm surprised no one's ever investigated that area.
Oh, God.
And cue the dramatic music. What was that just dropped? Oh, he's trying to get to Lloyd.
What happened?
I didn't.
I mean, what in this world?
I saw a blur is all I saw. Is she okay, Stace? I mean,
Yeah,
no
it's
damage?
good.
No
Did you
damage?
make our doll fall? Were you trying to play with the doll? Were you trying to play with it? She said you were a brat. You were not a brat. You can play with the dolls anytime you want to, okay?
Nothing surprises me. Not on this show.
Welcome to the gatherings, folks.
Good God.
Get used to it.
Lori just tore up from the floor up.
Something in the back. His mom grabbed him. She said you were naughty. I'm so sorry that you had to go through what you went through. Help. Daddy came back and Mom said something. If you don't hush. Something with the doll. Did you hear that? Something with the doll.
Yeah, it just came off the table.
Did you try to pick the doll up? Is that what happened? Yep. And I was alone. And all he said was, and you're bad. You're not bad. She was the one who was bad, okay? And I'm so sorry for everything that happened to you. My gosh. Did you push the doll? Yeah. That's okay. You got my attention. Tell them. I'm a good boy, and please, Mommy. Did you ever know what your real name was? Can you tell us? Ollie?
Whoa.
Was your name Ollie? Ollie. And then I was dead. Somebody bent over and said, "Are you dead?" So he said his name is Ollie. We got that so far. And then he repeated it.
Are you there, Stace?
Oh, yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
Is there anybody else that wants to come through? Paranormal? Hello? You see me? That's fine with me. What's your name? My name is Stacy. Did you already know that? Yep. And can you tell me what your name is? Eve? I want to be in the mirror. Do you come through the mirror? You make fun of who? Your sister? Are you still there?
Well,
We may have to get an EKG ordered for Lloyd.
Yeah. I mean, you get used to stuff. I mean, shoot.
Yeah, I mean, I've had enough experiences in my life. You know, the doll jumping off the table. That's kind
We're
of
used to it.
yeah, it's kind of par for the
Him
course.
not so much.
Yeah.
This one's a really low talker.
Very.
Can you tell me what your name is?
Can we boost the volume on it a little bit, maybe? Or is there a way to do that? Okay.
I
Thank
don't
you.
know if it's. Hang on, I'll move this down in front of it. It'll come through a lot louder, I'm sure, that way.
Okay.
Is that better?
A little.
You're coming through loud and clear. Can you tell me who your message is for? Is it for somebody in our chat room? Well, trying to get the Ovilus in there. Officer Greg. Officer, somebody. He keeps saying an officer. Did you hear that come through, officer, like twice? Is there an officer that you want to have? Are you an officer? Something in the neck. Did something happen to you? Something for a girl. Were you trying to save a girl? Broken neck? Officer something.
Oh,
It's like
like
Officer Bill or Officer something. It's something Officer Short. Oh, can you tell me what the second name that you're saying is besides Officer? Zach. Can you work with those words? Can you work with those? Sister, something was here. Are you talking about your sister? Do you have a message for her? Are you still with me? Something with a symbol. So I start saying mommy and then pull away. How many people are there with you? Can you talk to me? That is so strange.
I know.
There's no gibberish that is
That's
like this.
crazy.
Can you come back over and talk to me? I'll let you play with my doll. That is so strange. It's like it's in a room, but then they're talking somewhere else.
It's like it's down a hallway.
I've never heard this before in all the times. It's like we're just sitting listening to them talking somewhere else. I'm going to switch channels, okay? Now, if anybody else wants to come through, the portal's open. Oh, there's Mr. Music, sounds like. I know I shouldn't name him.
Well, it just sounds like him.
I feel like he said Ron or something. Do you have a message for somebody that's in our chat rooms?
Sounds like it's going to be comfortable.
It does sound like he's in a hallway. Can you tell us your name? We'd love to know it. He said you're just going to have to get off of it. Tell that other guy. You can come through and talk to us. You don't have to let somebody else push you out of the way. Yeah, you. This is fun. It's like I said, Roberto. Do you have a message for someone? He's outside. Jess. Do you have a message for Jess that you're outside? I love her. Something to take the bus. And I fell off. And in the air and something, I fell off. Something, and he was in heaven. Diagnosed him. I hoped and I received. I hoped and received. I hoped and received.
Wow.
And they forgot about me. I'm sorry that happened to you also. So you got to get over it. Was that not a little eerie right there?
Yeah, it's
I mean, there's no music in this. I can't figure that.
This has been not a first.
This has been crazy tonight. The activity around here is crazy.
Well, your house has been active all day too, hasn't it?
Oh, it's been the kitchen chair pulled out on its own today.
and all the utensils rattled.
Yeah. Did you see its eyes? You said. She looks. I'm old. Josh. Animals. Horse. Shadow. Love you. Was your horse named Shadow? Can you tell me? Something back there. Can you tell me what your horse's name is again? Shadow. All I have. Is he with you there? There's no one.
Okay.
Is there no one with you? Just your horse? Work with those words for me. Herschel.
It's the other thing.
Herschel.
I was. What's it saying?
Ashes. Yep, I was there. Do you have a message for someone named Herschel or somebody that's in our chat room even? I can send them the message for you. Are you there? Something in the bay. Can you tell me your name? Yuma? Something shared something. The horse. She keeps talking about the horse named Shadow. The audience. Daddy something. Broke something. Can you give me your name? Hello? Are you still there? Something washed. Something washed. I don't understand.
Well, come back.
Puppy and I'm back. Got my puppy and I'm back.
Yep. And guess who's here?
Ta-da!
All right. Oh, you been sitting with the doll? Is that what you said? The baby. Okay. And I'm washing it. Something with the piano sound like, she said.
I love this child.
You all love something. Yeah, we definitely love to hear from you. She loves to. Beautiful. The beautiful baby. A woman named something said she had pretty eyes or something like that. I bet you do have beautiful eyes. I sees out of them.
Bobby said she has happy tears.
And God bless. Something, I believe it. Did you see the birds today?
Yeah.
Did you see all of my birds outside? Yep. Yep. You did. What about all my roses? Yep. And all my animals. Yes. My bunny. Yes. I do have a bunny back there. We just call it Bun Bun. Hops. You had one named Hops, huh? Do you know what my puppy's name is? Well, can you tell me what my puppy's name is? Well, will you take care of my other puppies that are up there with you? Okay. I've got a few up there. And you love them. Well, they love you too. I love them all. Love them all. I bet you do. I bet they all love you back. Are you there? If you're through with it. Her let you on? You got a message? That's fine. Sounds like his sister wrapped him in the drapes. He said I was watching something, Sylvester. Were you watching Sylvester on the TV? Something ornery. Called him ornery. Yes. I just want to say that any of you that have the strength and can come through for us tonight, you're more than welcome to always come through. And that's only if you want to come through. You're always welcome here. So something got a signal. Something's in his throat. His throat was full. I couldn't even talk. No voice. And all I wanted was peanut butter and jelly, it sounded like it. Something fell off. Something, and said it was a poor girl, and she said, "That's my bubby." Put her foot through me. Said he's going to put him in something with fish in the sea or something. You didn't deserve any of that. I want you to know that. Something with the other person. Was there another person that was in your house? Cigarettes? Then sit down. And he burned him with it. Woman something, Vicky? She said something about this poor human being. Mommy did something and then hit him. Something, and I fell down in between the trees.
like mommy, daddy, most
Mommy and Daddy.
now.
Gone now. I'm gone now.
Say, yeah, we mix it, but I swim under the capture's hat.
I was under it and said that somebody took off his hat. How pitiful. How sad.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that this happened to you.
I can't help but think that is the boy in the box. When he was found, he did have cigarette burns on his body as well.
Well, it seems to me he keeps mentioning cigarettes and somebody doing something with the cigarettes.
There's something up with that. Yeah. There's actually quite a bit up with this. We've had several firsts tonight. I don't. You know, it seems like every time that we do these and we figure out or we start to answer some questions, we have, for everyone that we think this may be it, we have 10 more that open right up. Highlight of the night so far, though, for me has definitely been hearing from who we think is Hannah. It's like Lloyd said, she changes the mood. She just changes everything.
We need that.
We do. But, you know, at the same token, the other people that come through, they've got a story to tell. I mean, can you imagine? And you just think about this for a second. Can you imagine you're standing there and nobody acknowledges you? Nobody
No.
hears your story.
No.
Nobody tries to help you. And that's got to be what it's like, I would assume.
Yeah.
Because we
So
once they cross over and they're not in a physical form, very few, very, very, very few people can hear or understand. That's why validation is so important. You know, I can sit here right now and say, well, I'm getting this person coming through. And, you know, if you're really good at reading people, you know when you're hitting a target. I have encountered 2 people in my life that nail it. One is on the other side of the screen. The other one is Kelly Collins. She knows him. And she doesn't study me. Half the time when she's talking to me and she's saying, this and this is going on, this has happened, she's got her eyes closed. She's like, okay, this is going on, this has happened, I'm hearing this, I'm getting this. And Stace, you're kind of the same way. Very few people have that gift. And when we hear from somebody who is happy, it changes everything. And I don't think
It really does.
And I don't think, excuse me, that if this is the boy in the box coming through, I don't think that it's a situation where he's not happy to be where he's at. There is no pain there. There's no,
Right.
you know, you're in God's light. That's what happens. You talk about them and they come through. Who were we just talking about?
Baby blue bubbles or something she's saying.
Mm-hmm. Is that not Hannah? Yep, that's her. When you talk about that's the connection. She heard us talk about her. And they do hear you.
Animals again.
No, she loves animals. I don't care if it's bunnies, puppies, kitties, whatever. She loves animals.
It's always that.
I think that she's got it parked right there by the Rainbow Bridge.
Y'all loves it, she says.
You love animals, don't you, baby?
And she said, loves you. You are beautiful. And yes, I have puppies.
They're beautiful puppies.
Love and have hearts.
I love that voice. I love hearing from you, Hannah.
Love you. And I'm good.
I know you're happy, baby.
I love all the animals.
You've got plenty, I'm sure.
And God blessed me.
God does bless us all. All we've got to do is let him.
Yep. She gets a little excited.
She does. She does, but she has her animals and she knows that people love her.
She's got her bunny Hops with her.
So that's the bunny's name, Hops.
Hops. She said it again. Did you hear that?
Well, what color is Hops?
His eyes were blue, she said.
Mm.
What color is Hops?
Did that say white?
Yeah. The spirits.
Mm-hmm. Well, I suppose the spirits may not be necessarily of a color. Or may not appear to our eyes that way.
Peace and something.
And I think I can safely say for everyone here that we love you. And you bring so much joy and hope.
Bobby says we had a bunny named Flop. Maybe she's saying flop.
It could be. Deciphering the portal is...
Yeah, it's kind of hard sometimes.
Well, for me, it's like reading ancient Egyptian or Aramaic.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Well, you do better at it than I do, by far.
I get a little used to it sometimes, and then sometimes I can just go.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and then other times I'm just like...
It's being in tune, and it's having an understanding of things, and mine's very limited. But I do feel like I can make connection with some of these people.
Absolutely, you do.
And I got to say, every time I hear that little voice, my heart melts. I love hearing her, and I appreciate every single one that comes through. I appreciate every person that comes through.
Me too.
And I just think that it's absolutely phenomenal. And tonight has been a day of first. So to recap, today, you've had some experiences in your house. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, it started off, I went downstairs this morning and I was sitting there having breakfast and the chair pulled out. And so I said, okay. It's
going to be one of those days.
I said, come over here and pull this chair out that's beside of you. I said, let me catch you on film. I said, so I can show everybody. Mm-hmm. Nothing. So then went in the laundry room and we'd washed some tennis shoes and had them stacked up. And I went back out and came back through the house and I heard something thump. One of the shoes got thrown from where it was stacked over in front of the washer. One shoe. And I don't know what all happened to you. You said you had
I was down there fixing lunch, and all of a sudden, I was standing in front of the microwave, and all of a sudden the utensils started.
Oh yeah.
Rattling. They went, and I'm like, okay, you've got my attention.
That's which I showed you video footage of me in action in the kitchen.
Yeah. And I've also seen the number of what we assume are orbs. Dust does not have intelligent patterns of movement.
Mm-mm.
These did. Now,
300 a night.
Yeah.
They know I try to help them.
As is customary, we ask you to support us on Patreon. You can go onto the website. By the way, something big news. I forgot to mention this at the front, and I don't know why, because my mind was on this. The Mountain Mysteries website is getting a complete workover. It's going to be a whole new thing coming up, I'd say here in the next few days. I'm sure Lloyd loves that. It's coming up here in the next probably a couple of weeks, something like that. But and of course, we will be introducing Chris Sloan Media, which you'll be able to see the latest in projects that we've got in the works, including the film trailers, radio stations that we work with, and all kinds of stuff like that. So it's really, and I encourage, if you guys know anybody that has a business that wants video done for their social media, voiceover done for their commercials, for radio, television, whatever, we do all that. And trust me, the studio is getting ready to get an upgrade to 2 big 50-inch monitors. So all I got to do, instead of close and open one thing on one screen, click and drag over here, so we can work a little more efficiently, a little more quickly, and maybe even, no, there's really nothing that we can do to upgrade the audio system in here, the microphones and all that. We've got really good equipment there. Like I said, God has really moved and blessed us in ways that are, all I can say is wow. But if you go onto the website, you can actually, the mountainmysteriespodcast.com, you can join Patreon through there. It's at the very top of the screen, and you'll see the little icon, the little Patreon icon, and support us with what you can. Like we said, when the film initially comes out, when it's ready in the can, so to speak, then our Patreon viewers are going to be the first ones to see it. And they're probably going to see it, on the Patreon website, or right here, where you may be able to show it right here. And it's going to be something that you're not going to want to miss, I don't think, especially if you knew April or if you've heard about her. I've encountered a lot of people who said, I'd never heard, but I'd heard something about this happening so many years ago at the lake and this and that and the other. And I actually talked to a young lady the other day that said that some of her family actually knew April. And she said, I hadn't listened to the podcast. And I said, well, check it out. It's episode 1. And, interest is growing in not just these, but there's 3 primary documentaries that we're going to launch in the next few years. And they're all going to be done cinematic documentaries, since apparently we've coined a phrase or something. But I do look, I taught motorcycle safety, which is, to me, it was like watching 2 bumps on a log. But I taught it for 9 years, and I learned something real quick. You can educate people, as you can try to, but if you're sitting there going A plus B equals C, or you can make it fun for them, you can make it entertaining for them, and people learn so much quicker and so much better when they're enjoying something. So that's the purpose of these films. It ain't going to be your typical standard on this date at this
Lloyd
time.
sent you a message. Lloyd sent you a message.
Oh, dear Lord. Is it about dolls or the elf on the shelf?
He said, can you do anything for Lloyd Gullett Mediocre?
That's an inside joke. So it's it was Chris Sloan Media, Lloyd Gullett Mediocre. So it's yeah. Well, Lloyd, there's always special effects and digital
media
imaging, and I'm not even going there. But I want it to be entertaining because I want people to learn who April was. And there's so many questions there. Like, why did this happen? What did this happen? And I'm not just talking about her passing. I'm not talking about, well, I'll come right out and say it. I believe she was murdered. I'm not talking about the fact that she was murdered. I'm talking about there in the last year or so of her life.
All the evidence points to that.
Everything does.
Mm-hmm.
And wait till you, just wait. I want to give it away, but I can't. Not just yet, not till I verify things, but I mean, they're already verified for me. I just want to make sure that we've, got our ducks in a row on this. But yeah, folks on Patreon will be able to watch it first before anybody else. And then after that, we are hoping to have some kind of a screening for it, maybe at the Mountain Arts Center or
Yes.
somewhere. This is going to be something different. So if you can support us on Patreon, the people that will get access to the film first are the $5 and $10 film, the $5 and $10 tier members. And don't get me wrong, soon it will be made available to everybody to watch. I was asked early this week, when do you think it'll be ready? I'm guesstimating probably around October of next year, maybe a little before. This is a lot of work, and we've got a lot of stuff going on, but this is a passion project for
Absolutely.
me. It's something that needs to be done because sometimes you just got to give a little more. So, Stace, thanks so much for being on with us tonight.
Thank you.
I love you to death. And
Love
thank
you.
you, Lloyd, for being here. Amanda in the chat for monitoring that and making sure everything's cool there.
Yes.
And thanks to you guys. Without you, none of this happens. You are it. You are the reasons. And for those who came through tonight on the Ovulus, the portal, know that you are respected, you are loved, you are missed.
Yes.
And anything from the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit of the light and love of God is welcome. Anything else, go back to where you came. Go back to where you came from. You don't need to be here. So with that being said, I'm Chris Sloan for Stacey Underwood Gullett, Amanda Collins, and Lloyd Gullett. And until next Thursday at 9:05, may God bless and keep you. We love you. And love and light, stay safe, and always, always stay mysterious.